Hello and welcome to episode 9 of Chasing the Finish. My name is Mike, and as always, I am joined by Jake and Ben. And like I say, we're here for episode 9, that is crazy, of Chasing the Finish. And we're all just saying before we've recorded that this has proper knocked us out of sort because we're used to going live, but we're actually recording this on Tuesday, the 5th of August. We do have a guest on this week who you will be seeing shortly. But before we get into all that, as I say, joined by the two best men in the business. Ben, let's come to you first. How's things with yourself? You all good?
I'm good. I can't believe we are nearly in double digits
I
per episode. It's crazy. Still as unprofessional as ever. I don't think it will ever change, but I suppose that's the charm, innit? That's the charm of it. So, but no, I'm all right. I'm good. Feeling good.
Good. Yeah, we were meant to start recording at 5:30, and it's 19:42 now. I just lost the ability to tell time then. 20 to 8 is what I was meant to say. But yeah, Jake, you all good, mate? You've been busy this week, which we'll get on to.
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm cracking. Just been plodding along. Just been plodding along as per usual.
Good stuff. As I say, we are joined by a guest today who I'll bring in a bit. Friend of the podcast, Beth, who joined us for parkrun at the weekend, and we did a parkrun at Babs Mill for Ben's 25th parkrun, your first parkrun milestone. Your shirt's arrived today, hasn't it?
Yeah, it did actually. Yeah.
They're good quality, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't tested it out yet, but yeah, seems good.
Yeah, but you've worn it, you tried it on, I assume.
No, not yet. Straight out the packaging, straight on.
You'll enjoy it. They're good. They're good quality. The fit maybe is a little bit different to the 50, but the sizing, I always think you can probably afford to go a size down. So it'll be interesting to see when you do.
Well, I went with the medium, so we'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
kind of fluctuate at the minute.
Makes me sick as it is, chummy bastard. I've sworn twice now. I don't usually swear. I think I'm just really nervous, so apologies if it's coming across like this. As I say, we were at parkrun. Let's start with you, Ben, seeing as though it was the 25th parkrun for yourself. How did you find it? Because the big boys turned out on Saturday, didn't they? I don't know if we were expecting that or you were expecting that, but you didn't P1 this week, P5, which is still very respectable. But how did you find it? I was number 25.
It was, I loved it, man. It was the homecoming, where it all started, where I did my first one. I remember turning up my first week, scared, didn't know what to do, who to speak to. I know because obviously I spoke to you and you kind of ran me through how it will work. So I knew I got that down. So I was like, okay, I can do this then. And yeah, just obviously saw someone in a high vis, went up and just went, it's my first one. What do I do? And luckily, she was absolutely brilliant and she ran through the whole thing and really took the time. So I was like, straight off the bat, you could see what kind of vibe you get in. I thought, this is well run. This I'm going to enjoy it. So yeah, nice to go back and obviously have you lot with me. So it's kind of like a blend between, I've done quite a few at Babs Mill, and then it was nice to have you lot obviously join and us collaborate in that. So yeah, I loved it. Yeah, as you say, I had no. I was not going to get P1. There was no. I knew that. I said to Jake in the week, I'd be lucky if I even get sub 20. I hadn't been like trying to hit them speeds since I've come back, but I did it in 1921, which not too bad. Come 5th, but yeah, as you say, the big boys were out, which is how I wanted it. I wanted it to be like that. I wanted them to be there. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, how did you find it?
Yeah, I mean, when I first did it, it was obviously I don't go for a warm up or anything. So literally the first time seeing the course is when I'm out there running it. So it was all right. I thought I've been to more difficult ones. I think I always love a park run with a lake or a pond in it. I think it's really good to run round. Couple of tricky bits, but I actually don't find them that bad now. And it's a park run that I definitely go back to. And not because they do the most amazing waffles at the church over the road, but that helps obviously. But yeah, I actually think it's sort of quickly becoming one of my favourite park runs, because other than that bit where you there's a bit of an incline and you loop round to then come down where the lake is. Other than that, it's pretty flat. It's pretty forgiving. So I think it's quite a nice course. Again, with Strava and parkrun time, there is a bit of a differentiation. And parkrun had me down at bang on 43 minutes, which meant it was slower than the last time we did it. But on Strava, it had me down quicker than when we did it before. So it's like you don't. And I tried to position myself further forward this week on Saturday. So,
while we were talking as well, I think they changed the funnel because it used to be on the path, but now Sim's on the grass. It's going to have to do it. So I don't know if that's affected things. I assume not, because they measure the course and whatever. But from what I've seen, it seems the same. I don't, it just seems like now it's on grass. So I don't know. But...
Yeah, no, a good park run. I do like it. Although I know Jake, you struggled with what I struggled as well. As soon as I started running, we'll probably get onto this in a bit. As soon as I started running, my legs just feel like they're made of lead. It takes me a good 2 kilometre for my legs to sort of get used to the run. And I'm like,
that's why I think you should do a warm up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Do a K and a half. They're warmed up, aren't they? Ready to go. You're at that point. Start line. Boom.
The only problem with that would be, I worry if I did too much of a warm-up, because I'm still that unfit and I'm still building my fitness up. I am genuinely worried that it would affect how I then ran the 5K. So that's the only thing that sort of puts me off going and doing a warm-up. But at the same time, I think something needs to be done to change it, because if it's like this on Sunday, it's going to be a rough start. So, but Jake, as I said, I think you struggled with your legs on Saturday, didn't you? But other than that, how did you find the park run?
Put it this way, I won't be rushing back to Babs Mill, because the first time I did it, sorry Ben, first time I did it, I felt like my shins were absolutely battered, and I had no issues with them. I've had the odd twinge and that, but nothing as bad as it was. And I just thought it was just because I was back running again, so it was just one of them things. But then when we done Saturday, after it, I was in absolute agony. My shins were caked, and I don't know if it was because of the terrain or whatever it was. I don't know. I didn't do quick. I got a PB on that course quicker than my last time I done it, but I'm not rushing back to do that anytime soon, until maybe I've got better footwear or more I don't know, trail or whatever footwear you have. But
and the cafes open.
Well, that's what I thought he was going to say.
Yeah,
I won't go back till the cafes reopened.
Yeah, I'll go there, yeah. But other than that, it kind of done a normal time for park run, which is between 34 and 36 on Strava. It's 36:30 something on park run itself. Yeah, I won't be rushing back.
Thing is, though, and I'm very guilty of this. So for me to sit here and say this to you, I sort of need to take a leaf out of my own book. But you mentioned how much you struggled and everything else, but you still got your normal time. I think alarm bells, you would be right to maybe ring them if you were sort of a few minutes slower. But the fact that you're struggling like you are, but you're still, coming up with the same sort of times, I think that shows detriment to how you've built your fitness up at the moment. So, like I say, I need to tell myself that, because I am terrible for it. But yeah, Babs Mill was on the whole a good one. We really need to get around to sort of rating these, especially now that we're sort of doing the circuit again, because I think we worked out. I think there's only well, certainly for myself, there's only 2 Birmingham park runs that I haven't done now. Or might be 3 actually. So yeah, we'll try and come up with some sort of ranking system and put it in place. Jake, I mentioned about obviously giving yourself credit because of your fitness building up. I must admit, as we record today, you've just told me before we started recording, you weren't able to get out tonight on Tuesday, but forget that because you were running. You did a run 3 days in a row. So you did the park run, then you did Sunday and then Monday, and you were right on it in the group chat, and it was brilliant to see. What sort of sparked all this, and what's the end goal?
I don't know. I got back off the park run, and I don't know. I weren't beating myself up because I'm glad I got it done. But like, I was in a mindset where like, oh, I want to go out tomorrow now. Like, I don't feel as bad now. I felt like I was in a good mindset in itself to go out, and then like Tan was like, "Oh, do you want to do a run?" And I was like, "Well, I'm not going to say no. If it means I want to get out, it's another bit of a push I can get from someone else." So Tan managed to get out as well. So I stayed with Tan, and to be fair, it worked out quite nicely because I still can't get my own pace. So like staying with someone who like she's gonna kill me, but a little bit slower, it worked wonders because by like I think we'd done like a K or a K and a half, and I was like I could have kept going because I weren't like doing stupidly at the start, which is what I seem to do all the time. I always seem to start off really quick, and then I'm like I hit 2K and I'm just battered, or like whatever it may be. So we'd done the route. I mapped out a route which was just a bit over 5K, and then we got back outside mine. And I was like, well, I still feel okay to carry on. So I went and done a lap around the roads next to each other, and then done it again. So while Tam was doing a warm down, just a walk round, I was running around. So I'd done 2 laps of that and ended up on 7.5 in less than an hour. So I was over the moon. So, but it's all preparation for Napton. Just got to keep it up, which will be the hard one. Because I'm going to have days where I'm going to be like, nah, I'm not going out. But it's just getting out and doing, even if it's like 3 to 5K, or I'm in a good mindset and I get out and do another 10 or 7 to 10. So,
is that your sole focus now then, Napton, or are you actually thinking forward to Sunday, or is that just another 5K?
Not really, because I feel like it'll be as much as parkrun is parkrun. You do. I get sometimes I wake up for parkrun and I'm like, oh, I don't fancy it today. But once I'm there, I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling it. And as soon as I start within that first K, if my legs are like battered, then I'm like, this is just going to be a slog. But you kind of get pushed through it with everyone else. Like there was a bloke at Babs Mill, and he had like a speaker in his vest. He was bang on the whole thing. Like he was behind me, and he's like, "Come on, son, you could do it." And he just kept pushing me. And then at the end, he was in me, and it made me push. It was class. Like people like that is unbelievable. If anyone's never done a park run, people like him is just unbelievable because it's that extra bit of energy. And even when like you're coming in and like yourselves there, like, go on, push it, sprint, it just goes so far. But going back to Solihull, I would say I'm a little bit not nervous, but like on edge as such because I've never done one, so I don't understand the whole aspect of it because I've never done an event. But I think when I get into it, it'll just be like I'm just going to look at it as like, oh, it's like parkrun for the time being.
Absolutely. I think you need to do that. That will be the key thing in your head. I think it's got to be. Well, we'll talk a little bit. I don't mean to cut you off. We'll talk a little bit more about Solihull because obviously you're doing it, I'm doing it, and then I guess Beth's doing it as well. So it'd be good to sort of talk through things as a collective.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're doing brilliant. And I think, like me and Ben said in the group chat, it's just finding that sort of middle ground where, yes, you want to push yourself and you're training and you're doing it the right way. Because believe you me, you're doing it the right way. And then it's also making sure that you're not doing too much and then burning yourself out. Because once you burn yourself out, to get back on the horse, it's tough. So, but I think you're doing a good job. And I know you gutted you didn't go out tonight and whatnot. But I think you need to reward yourself rest days.
Yeah, I am gutted I never got out, but like I got today as a rest, and then obviously I'm at the Villa tomorrow. So then Thursday I can try and get not like a stupid run in, but I can try and get another longer run in. So then I won't, and then I've got Friday and then Saturday to chill and maybe get one in. But it all depends on what's going on and what we're doing. So but other than that, I kind of want to be fresh and not in have any aches or pains come Sunday. So
yeah, absolutely. Talking stupid runs, Ben, you went and bopped out 30k on Sunday. Firstly, why? Secondly, how did you find it?
Yeah, fine. I think it was more of a. Sorry.
As you love.
But no, it's. I was using it as sort of just testing the last bit of nutrition because that's. I'm just for these longer runs. I'm still trying to figure out nutrition and what works best for me. Yeah, just trying to keep that kind of steady pace. I managed to keep the same pace the whole way throughout, which is good. And yeah, just seeing what the legs can do. I mean, obviously it's been a month since. Has it been? Yeah, just over a month since the 100k. So just giving them a proper workout, see what kind of distance. Yeah, tried running with headphones in as well. Give that a go. I'll be honest, I kind of enjoyed it. If I know I've said before, it's kind of like whatever, don't really need it, whatever. But yeah, I quite enjoyed it actually. It was nice to switch it up a bit, made it a little less thinking, which is always easier. But no, it's all right. I need to get a few more in. Obviously, I'm training towards like a 50k. But then again, I throughout this week, over the weekend, I was thinking there's a 50k event and there's a 25k event, and I'm kind of undecided between the two because I know 25k is a very doable distance at a quicker pace. I don't know. I'm just very undecided. So
where are both events?
It's the same thing. It's a Cotswolds trail event. Yeah. So Cotswolds Way. So yeah, they do 25 and 50. But yeah, I bear with me on that. I'll be able to tell you more in the next few weeks, kind of as the training goes on. That's in November, I think. So I'll just we'll play it by ear at the minute. I'm actually signed up for it. But yeah, just at the minute, just testing the legs, seeing what they can do, see if I can throw out some bigger distances, which is what I should have been doing, training for the 100k. So we'll see. Without the streak, I'll give myself some proper rest time. I might be able to do bigger distances, and yeah. So it was more of just a little test run, really. So yeah.
Test run / beat Mike Smart in the Strava leaderboard as well.
Well, it's one of them, and I've got to I've got to do it for the hosts. We've got to put our stamp on it, haven't we?
It was a solid week. I've got the standings here. I can only see top 12. The other lads can see top 10, so I'm not sure what's going on there. And I had a couple of messages. My mate Ben Ayton messaged me saying that he missed out completely because he didn't do far enough. And I think he's, by the sound of his voice, he's sort of got that competitive edge now, and he wants to make sure he's in the standings. So top 12. Ben was top with 61.06 kilometres. Mike Smart second, 50.20 kilometres. Robert Clark third, 31.47. Ames T was 29.07. Beth Carlos, who's coming on in a bit, fifth is with 25.17. Ben Stevens, right? This has really done my head in because it's proper messed me up. He finished sixth with 23.99 kilometres.
Oh.
Like, come on, what are you doing to me? And then, in good company, Jake Ramsey, our very own, with 23.14 kilometres. That was last week from Monday to Sunday.
Incredible.
Andrew Barron's 17.10 kilometres. Mark Graham 16.49. Again, what you're doing, Mark? Do that extra 0.1 of a kilometre. Myself in 10th with 13.21 kilometres. Chris Pritchard in 11th with 13.04 kilometres. And then Waze Malavian in 12th with 12.82. So that was week 1. I was going to do a little graphic for how it's looking at the moment. I mean, I don't have the standings, unfortunately. My internet's playing up on my phone, but we're only on Tuesday, so we'll put the graphic out again on Monday for the week that's just gone. But yeah, it was definitely. You said when we went for breakfast after Bab's meal, you said that you were planning a 30K, and usually when someone says that sort of thing, you think, oh, okay, yeah, you're planning it, but yeah, you don't actually expect them to then go and do it. But with you, I sort of took it as gospel, as if I'd already seen it come up on Strava. So yes. Before we get our guest in, what have we got running news-wise, Ben? I've got 2 bits. But if you want to tell us what you... I can go first.
Get you out the way.
Yeah, I don't. It's going to be awkward. Well, actually, it'll probably speed it up if you've got it as well. But the first bit is there is a. This isn't the one that you think I'm going to say, Ben. There is a new park run coming in no other than America.
I'll take
you got
that
this, didn't you?
I'll take that one off.
It's
interesting.
Brooklyn Bridge Park Run will launch on the 23rd of August. The route takes place in the shadow of the landmark bridge. As with all park runs, is opened to walk, jog, run, and volunteer, which is typical because I was there a couple of years ago, and on the park run tourism group chat, Facebook group, I asked if there was one, or like the nearest one to New York City, and I think it's called the Delaware Canal one. So I think it's that popular with tourists to New York. You get a subway somewhere, and then people ferry you from the subway station to the park run. But the subway is quite an early one, so it's quite an early start. So yeah, that'll be good now that there's one in Brooklyn Bridge. I mean, it's taken them long enough. I don't know why
that's massive. Surely,
yeah. Oh, imagine one in Central Park.
Oh, I'm surprised they haven't done it.
That'd be over it. Surely that'd be over 10K because I cycled around there and it took forever.
It'd be a logistical nightmare, I guarantee.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Oh, I get a bit of crackling here, Mike.
I don't stop. Secondly, and I hope you've not got this one as well.
Go on.
Is the beer mile?
Oh no, I'm joking. I haven't.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, the beer mile took place in Lisbon, and Corey Belmore did it in 4 minutes 27 seconds. So after coming up short of his world record in 2023 and 2024, Corey Belmore returned and got his redemption, winning the world title in a new world record of 4:27. This was his 7th world title. Corey has transitioned to triathlon training, so his speed was in question coming into this year's event, but as always, he delivered in front of the Lisbon crowd and showed why he's the GOAT. He also led Team Canada to the team title for the first time since the inaugural World Classic in 2015. So yeah, the beer mile, that's something that I could definitely get behind training for. I watched a little video as well, but you have to like proper cane it down you, and you can't then move until the beer is empty. So they're dead strict on it.
Wait, so you have to do it first, then run?
Yeah, so they at the start line do a beer, and then I think by the looks of the video, it was more speed walking as opposed to running to the next. So it's like relayed because there'll be beers so many meters apart, sort of thing. I think it's. I thought I had that in over what distance? Well, over a mile, obviously, but how many stops there are in between. But yeah, it certainly looks like something that I'd definitely like to have a go at. So not sure I could beat Corey's time though. But what have you got for us, Ben?
Well, I've had to take a couple out. No, I'll take one out. We've got police tickets runner for jogging backwards. In Miami Beach, Florida, Alex Mesa goes for a run. He usually gets a reaction. People honk, wave, drive next to me and ask questions, he says. They give me high fives, scream my name and cheer me on. But on a recent 5-mile run through South Beach, Mesa got a different kind of reaction. A ticket for $77 from the Miami Beach Police. Mesa, 44, was cited for obstructing traffic. For the last 6 years, Mesa has run his usual route up and down Collins and Ocean Avenues between 17th and 5th Streets, running backwards. He says it's harder, it's challenging, it's better for the legs, better for the brain, it keeps you going, and it's healthier. While police say that's all well and good, the problem is Mesa runs in the street and not on the sidewalk. They say you can run backward, forward, sideways on a bike or a skateboard, but you cannot obstruct traffic. That was from Sergeant Bobby Hernandez. He was running in between traffic, and the officers were afraid he was going to cause an accident. But Mesa counters and said he's been doing it for 6 years and he's never had an incident. He wears a green neon running suit so people can see him from far away. He runs very slowly and he's aware of his surroundings. I am 100% alert, Mesa said. I look back and analyse the distance. I turn around and go with the flow, and the street is safer than the sidewalk. Between him and the jogglers, I tell you, I don't know what's happened to just running normally. What's wrong with that?
He's humble.
Huh?
He seems like a humble bloke, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's American for you. So yeah, I don't know much to say. Huh?
Sidewalk.
Go on, Mike, give us one. Sidewalk.
No, you said he was slow, so we should invite him over.
Yeah, don't fancy that. Okay, so
I just chose not to.
Yeah, I'll just jump straight into this
forte.
Yeah, you do a good American accent, will you know?
Carry on. Okay, next story.
Right. Runner gets hit by a flying deer. In Ashburn, Virginia, a 27-year-old woman was jogging when a passing vehicle hit a deer, sending the animal flying into her. Christine Rivera of Ashburn was running at 6 p.m. on Thursday when a 71-year-old driver hit the animal with her sport utility vehicle. The deer was sent flying into Rivera, who was left with minor injuries and covered in the animal's blood. A witness who saw the accident called 911. Rivera suffered a cut to her scalp and a bruise to her right knee. She was released on Thursday night after treatment at a local hospital. She said, my whole right side hurts. The driver was also treated and released. The deer died at the scene. Rivera,
always America. It's always Americans. Just memo, this shit wouldn't happen in the UK.
He's swearing. Rivera, who almost didn't go on the run after a bad day at work, said she was. Said she was like, no, I'm not
going, man. I've had a shit day at work. No. Well, knowing my luck, I'd bloody get hit by a deer or something. No, go on, babe. Go out. It'll clear your head. Oh, my God. That is class. Well, no, it's... Yeah. She said she was 5 miles into a 7-mile journey when the incident occurred. She doesn't remember the deer hitting her. She said, I was running, then I was on the ground, and then I was listening to the paramedic. I'm surprised I made it out alive, she said. Rivera said she runs on the path frequently and will still use it despite the accident.
Staggering.
So,
I thought you were going to say the deer was 71 years old. I was like, can they find that stuff out? That's brilliant. Do you know what? Do you know when you're having a bad day and you're just thinking, I've had plenty of them recently, and you're just thinking, will nothing go right for me? Like, what next? And then you think, you know what? I'll just calm myself down, go out on a nice run, usual route, and then you get hit by a flying deer.
But this is what I tell you these stories, Mike, to make you feel better. Like, come on, you can't complain.
They
You've never been
need
by
to do a new section on you for them, like 4 Saturdays on the bounce where something bad happens every Saturday.
Yeah.
It's, oh man, that is mental. Is that have you got any more for us or any other?
I've got one, but it links into a further segment.
We'll save that.
All right then. Okay.
We'll save that. Yes, there is one more. Without further ado, let's add in our guest. I'm delighted to welcome Beth. Beth, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
For being one of the 2 listeners that we get weekly. It is.
Yeah,
anytime.
How are you? You okay?
Yeah, I'm all good, thanks. I'm all good. Ready.
You enjoyed parkrun on Saturday?
Yeah. Oh god, that was so much fun. It was good to. I mean, that's the second parkrun I've ever done, so it was good to go with other people. The last parkrun I did, it was with 2 mates, and that was in Cleethorpes Way. And then this was the next one, so it's been good. I've been doing it with other people. I need to probably get to one on my own, but you know, doing it with others, so it's good fun.
Yeah. What would be your? I'm trying to think what would be your nearest one. I wonder if it's Oakland.
I think it's Bruton Park would be the nearest one to me.
Bruton's okay. We've done Bruton.
Yeah, I've ran Bruton a couple of times, but yeah, that was when I wasn't really running much, so I've got bad memories.
Well, you mentioned that you wasn't really running much. What got you into running? Because I know obviously you're training for the half on Sunday, and it's your first ever half marathon as well. But there must have been a time where in your brain you thought, do you know what? I should start running. Like what happened? Why? Tell us.
Yeah, so I've never been great at fitness. Like, that's been my main thing. I've always struggled with finding what I enjoy, and I always wanted to be able to run, but I always thought that I couldn't. So I was like, I used to get to like 2K and go too fast out the gate and then not be able to go any further. But because I didn't really have like a running plan or anything like that, I was like, this is how it's going to be forever. And then the start of last year, I had a fitness coach, and I was just talking to her, just chatting away about like goals and stuff. And I said, I just would love to be able to run 5K, but I just don't think I'm ever going to be able to do it. So she came out on a run with me, and I ran 4.5K with her. And I couldn't believe it. I mean, it was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. But yeah, I was like, oh, this is how you're meant to do it, because someone was pacing me, and I'd never ran with anybody before. So like, pacing was just out the window. So yeah, it sort of snowballed from there, really. A couple of my family members are like really into their fitness and their running, and they were like hyping me up. And when I did my first 5K, it was about 2 weeks after I'd done that 4.5, and I just couldn't believe it. And then I just caught the bug then, and then just wanted to keep running. And I actually went from absolutely hating it to actually loving it, and it being a bit of time on my own, you know, to get out and just go on a run at the end of a day. So yeah, that turnaround was a complete 180.
It's always hard, isn't it, when people say like, I hate running, and why do you run? Because you can't describe it and you can't explain it to them. You've got to, I always say, you've got to try it. You'll get to a point, you can hate it at the start, but there'll be a moment, whether it is like doing an event or, you know, you're hitting a milestone at some point, and it just clicks. And that's when the bug hits you. Obviously, you know, me and Mike have seen it within Jake, you know, over the last couple of months. But I say it's really hard to get through to people, especially new runners. Like, just getting that, you've got to find that spark, but you've got to do it on your own in a way. So
yeah, 100%. I used to be that person who used to be like, what are you doing going out on these 5-10s? What are you doing? But it was just like that 5K, and then all of a sudden it just sparked in me, and that feeling after the runner's high, I never understood it. And then as soon as it happened, I was like, oh my God, this is incredible.
Yeah.
After Solihull, have you got your eyes on any other events?
I'm going towards Solihull because it's my longest run. I haven't really thought past Solihull yet, but I think so. I think I'm going to get a couple of 10Ks because I've only done one other event, and that was a Drayton Manor 10K in April. And that was the first event I did. And then I went, I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to jump straight to a half marathon because that's a sensible thing to do, because it's all or nothing. But yeah, I think so. I think once I do this half, I feel like it's just going to be such a good atmosphere that I'm going to catch the bug with booking more and more, running events and stuff. So maybe a couple of 10Ks, maybe another half at the end of the year. I think that's the plan.
So obviously with this being your first, I'm interested to see how your training's gone. Have you had it based off anything, or are you just going with the flow? Or tell me about it.
Well, like Mike said, I had a training plan, and then that training plan did not training plan the way I wanted it to happen. So I've sort of gone off my own sort of back really the past sort of 4 weeks. I was not ready, I think probably about a month and a bit ago, because I was doing my 5Ks and all that sort of stuff, but I wasn't really hitting the longer distances, and I was struggling with the longer distances. And then I think it was about 2 and a bit weeks ago, I just went, I'm just going to go out on a 10K and just see what happens. And I managed to run the whole of the 10K, which is the first time I've ever been able to do that. And I was like, oh, okay, so something's working, something's happening. And I think it was all to do with like my pacing and stuff, because I still get that thing when I do go too quick out the gate, and then I'm done by the 3rd K, and that's always like my stumbling block. So I did the 10, and then I thought I'm going to try and get a longer one in, and I did 15 last week, which got me on the leaderboard. I think 5th or 6th place, whatever that was in the run club. But yeah, so it's sort of, I had a plan, didn't go to plan, and then I just thought I'm just going to get a few long runs in, and thankfully it's gone better than I expected.
Good. Nice.
Do you? I'm intrigued to know. Obviously, it sounds like you might not agree, but it sounds like you're further along with your training, or your training has gone better than what mine has. Do you, because it's your first half marathon, has it been in your head all week? Because since probably we did part run on Saturday, it's all I've been able to think about, and the more I let it dwell in my mind, the more I start to overthink things. Or are you just, it's your first half marathon? I know you did the Drayton Manor 10K, so it's not your first event as such, but Drayton Manor 10K, I believe, is a run-through event. So I'm willing to bet a lot of money that there'll be a lot more people, and I mean runners and spectators, at the Solihull one than there would at Drayton Manor. So are you just excited for all that? Have you not really had time to sort of step back and think, oh, well, actually, I'm running 13.1 miles on Sunday?
The moment we finished the park run, it just went straight into my head. And I thought, oh, my God, this is the last longer run that I'm going to be doing beforehand. So, yeah, it went honestly straight into my, same as you. It's all I've been thinking about all week. I think I'm more excited than nerves, because I'm just happy I've got to a point where I feel like I'm signing up to these things and giving it a go, because this time last year I never thought I would have been doing that. But yeah, thinking about the amount of spectators, because Drayton Manor, there weren't that many really, because obviously you've got to go all the way out, but it's in the middle of a town centre, it's a run through Knoll. So I don't get nervous, but I'm getting a little bit shaky, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I said to Jake, because obviously, Jake's doing the 5K, but you've done what, about 10? Well, in fact, I think you've done 10 part runs now, Jake. I said to Jake that even though it's a 5K distance, and yes, you should absolutely think about it as a part run, the worst thing that I've always found is, because of the spectators and because of how buzzing you'll be, is just don't start off too fast, because if you do, it is so easy to do, because everyone's there cheering you on, and you just think, oh, I feel great, and then you shoot out the traps, and then you get round the corner when there's barely any spectators. You're sort of looking round and thinking, bloody hell, why did I start off that fast? So that's my piece of advice. Jake, we might as well ask as well, obviously, with it being your first official event, I know you've said that your legs, your shins have been playing up and whatnot. How are you feeling in terms of the actual event itself? Have you really thought about it much yet? Is it still too far off for you, or?
No, it's. I have thought about it because obviously it'll be here before you know it, won't it? To be fair, and I know it's only 5K, but it's like the fact that I've never done an event, so I suppose it's a lot different to just going to a park run. In a park, you get the odd you get volunteers, and you're doing it with your pals. It'll be a bit of a different scenario, I guess. But yeah, I've got a feeling I'll end up being like what you said. I'll get there, and the buzzing, the feeling of the buzzingness of everyone being cheering you on it. I'm just gonna get off, and I'm gonna get to like a K and half, be like, oh, I'm buggered now. But no, I'm excited. I'm hoping it gives me the buzz to book as many like, other events going forward. So get the first one in, and then, like you said, you get your first bit of bling, and then hopefully it sets me going forward. So
can I just ask, has anyone got any injuries going into this? Yeah.
I never used to struggle with runner's knee, but you might have seen me like 2 minutes ago. I've just stretched my legs under the table, and I heard 2 very loud clicks, and it hurt to do so. So runner's knee definitely, and then whatever this pain is in my. It's not even my Achilles anymore because my trainer's sorted that out. It's like the sides of my leg. But I'm always injured, mate. And my back was as stiff as a board after the run tonight. So I think I was born in. Yeah.
I'm going to take you on a warm up before this half marathon. I don't care what you're saying. We're going to do some stretches.
I'm a bit annoyed at myself as well because I haven't, and we all know the saying, don't try anything new on race day, that I haven't incorporated energy gels into any of my runs previously because this is a big thing. I did that trail 10K a couple of weeks ago, and you had to bring your own bottle if you wanted water at the halfway point, and I didn't. So I went round the course, and I don't even think I had any water on the drive down. And bearing in mind it was, Hertfordshire, it took me sort of 2 hours and whatnot. So I'd done this 10K and I was absolutely parched. So my worry is, yes, there'll be water stations. I would imagine, in fact, I don't even think they would do it at 5K now because there's no 10K event. But I would imagine there'll be water stations at 10K. But it's that bit after the unknown, because the longest I've run is the same as Beth did the other week. I did a 15K, and that's the longest I've run. So what happens after that bit? That's what scares me, I think.
Well, I've got 2 energy gels if you want them.
Yeah, but this is what I mean, Ben. What if I try them and pull a Radcliffe and there's no
the risk is always there.
Yeah. Great
risk
content.
Reward.
Yeah, I'll make sure I'm recording. That's what I do.
I
mean, I'll go on.
I've been testing that because I was the same as you. Obviously, sort of similar sort of running, like shorter distances and things like that. But I've been testing out gels, and some of them, they're not the best when you're out running. Someone told me like having jelly babies or something like that, or jelly beans is a good one if you don't like the gels and you're worried about, you know what I mean, how it's going to affect you. Because I might just take a cheeky pack out with me just in case.
Yeah, sweets are a good one. I took jelly babies on the 100K. They were massive. And even just, you know what I mean? Like when you're in a really bad place, you're pulling out a little fat baby and just like, just get that aggression out. So, no, but they were great. Any sweets are always good, give you a bit of energy. But Mike, I've got 2 strawberry and lime ones. Yeah. I've got 2 of them if you want.
I'm usually more of a.
It's more of a lager, man.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if that'll be the hydration I'm looking for.
Special bruising.
I do like a Mars bar, but it's quite tough to eat, especially when you're absolutely on your arse. So I think I'll go with the jelly babies.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, sir.
It's all right.
So with all that being said, Beth, the 19th of October, we're all doing a 10K. Are
No.
you free to join that one? Napton on the hill.
Let me check my diary. 1 second, guys.
On the hill.
On the hill.
Yeah, that bit is important.
I was going to say. Oh, there's nothing in the diary. Don't tell me.
Wow.
I'll think about it. And then if I do, I'll tag you and you can put it on your story on your
There you
Instagram. I'm influenced by the Chase of the Finish guys.
Love
There we
it.
go. Well, I think we have 7 at the moment that have booked up for Napton.
Nice.
So there's us 3 have booked up. Chris, Farmy, Tom Hodson.
Yeah. Blue.
So 6, because Blue hasn't responded.
I think it's booked up.
Ben Stevens is at a wedding.
Blue's booked.
Yeah,
Blue's
Blue has booked. Yeah.
Apologies. So yeah, 7. So
Tapped up his brother-in-law as well, but because he runs, but I don't know.
Well, you could be number 8, Beth. Yeah, you'll have to. We'll keep an eye out on Instagram for that.
Mike, who would have thought? Me and you did that last year.
I was dead against it. Dead against it. I said to him as soon as we finished, I said, "I'm not doing that again." No way.
It was their first ever event, man. Give them a break. The first.
Well,
time
we are technically in the record books because we took part in the first ever Napton on the Hill 10K.
We did,
and I think I've got a bit of an unwanted record. I think I was the last male finisher. So
there you go.
You still finished it, Beth. You still finished it. It's fine.
Yeah, that's the way I got to look at it. Right now, I want to ask you about your running club that you're part of because on the Instagram so me and Ben have got access to the Instagram. Ben's killing himself there. I've got to be careful. I've got to think how to what to actually say here. But on our Instagram, we like to follow local running clubs. I'm just not going to look at Ben. We like to follow local running clubs. Now, I tried to search for your running club, but let's just say Instagram thought I was perhaps looking old. And I'm very surprised that we still have an Instagram account. I think everyone can piece together what might have happened. But you're part of is it the Hot Girls Run Club? Like what's the crack there? Is that a weekly thing? Is it a monthly thing? What's the deal with that?
Yeah, so it's an all-female run club, and it's run by a fitness instructor, personal trainer called Tailored Fitness, and she's so amazing. So she started it in December, and it runs every Wednesday night. And it's just to make girls feel and other ladies feel safe when running, especially when it's like the start of the year and it's all dark and cold on a Wednesday night. It's like a big group of us, and there's no really set pacer or anything like that. Everyone runs at different paces. It's great. It's really good. There's, anywhere between 5 to about 15 different women who turn up, and we all run together, and it's good fun.
Good. Yeah, we were talking on the pod, as you've probably just heard when you were sat in the lobby. We're obviously with the running news that we do, and I think a story alerted to us a couple of weeks ago. I think it was at Surrey Police one, Ben, where they were cracking down on it. And I think we've sort of said, we take it for granted being blokes. I mean, just talk about, I imagine, do you have to maybe tailor when you do your runs? Do you say, right, well, once it gets to this time, I ain't going out? Like, what do you have to factor in when it comes to running because you're a female? 100%
timing and whether it's dark. It's stuff as simple as that. And I think it's good to talk about because, it's sometimes easier for guys when they go out running. I saw somebody the other day when I was driving home from somewhere, 11:30 at night, and he was running. And the first thing I thought was, I wouldn't even dream of being able to do that, and yeah, I might be fine, but there's always that risk that you're not going to be. So timing is always a thing, and I always notice, like, when I'm out running in the darker months, that my family members are always like, what time are you going out running? And they're always checking in on me and giving me lights to run with and that sort of stuff. So you do notice the difference at certain sort of times of the year and sort of times in the day, but this is why these things like Hot Girl Run Club and all these run clubs are really good, because they're you know, I think, you know, you said on the pod before, running's really inclusive and it's such a good community, and, you know, it's so good seeing everybody getting out there, and they could be finishing in, you know, 19 minutes of a 5K, they could be finishing, you know, in an hour, but they're all going out and running together. So when you get like a bunch of females all doing it together, you just do feel like a lot safer. But yeah, it is a thing that you have to factor in, unfortunately.
Yeah, see, the fact that they have to have, you know, female running clubs, well, I say have to have them, the fact that they do it so that women can feel safe to run together. Like, I know you get a lot of run clubs and a lot of them are mixed and whatnot, but like you mentioned there, going out at 11:30, our mate Ben Stevens, sure, he popped up on Strava the other week at 11 o'clock, and it's like, we definitely take it for granted. We actually had a question which I wanted to ask. Your friend Beth messaged, she followed us on Instagram, and she asked what the essentials are for women runners. So do you also, as well, I'm intrigued, you wear a running vest. Do you wear that for any distance or only certain distances?
I think it's become a bit of a comfort blanket, so I'll probably wear it just to run for 1K. I am one of those people who will wear a running vest even if they're walking half of it. But yeah, for me, a running vest, because, you know, I've got keys and all this sort of stuff. So, and also it is like that comfort thing. And because I'm trying to do more distances, collapsible water bottle, I've got one of them, and that's been a lifesaver for that sort of stuff, especially with the gels. I think a good pair of running shorts is the biggest thing that I've taken. I fell into the trap of buying running stuff, and my bank account is crying, but I'm a happy person. You know what I mean? But I think good running gear is so essential, because, you know, you could go out, and I've gone out on some runs, not been wearing the right running gear, and just felt so uncomfortable. So, you know, good pair of like running shorts. I always, wear like cycling shorts or something like that, just because they make me feel more comfortable. You know, I know some girls like wear the sort of more lightweight running shorts and stuff. So 100% good running gear, good running top, all that sort of stuff.
Comfort is key.
Comfort is key. I like that the hard way on a long run once, and want to cry the whole way around. So I thought, never trying out a new outfit again. I'm going back to my old staple.
If that's not a reminder, Jake, to get some proper running shoes, I don't know what.
Oh my God, running shoes. Yeah, that's another one where it was a very painful day. So yeah, best thing I ever did was invest in some good running shoes.
Did you get your gait analysis done, Beth? Or
I actually haven't, but I want to do an upgrade, to be fair. So I'm thinking, is it worth it?
100%. We are trying to get Jake on it at the moment, but the running shoes I've got now are without them, like before. I just bought some running trainers I've vinted, and then served me well. You know, did all right. They are running trainers, but to have something tailored to what you might struggle with, or obviously they watch how your feet land when you run. It helps like you wouldn't believe. So yeah, I highly recommend doing that. Although I think the nearest one to you, because Jake's got the same problem, I think they've shut down now. So I think the closest one is in Sutton Coldfield. So I don't know if they're doing anything about that, but.
There's a place in Solihull that so I've been going back and forth with work, because my work offer you have to pay into it, and you can get your gait tested. You pay for it, and they refund it you, which is good. But so you know where the charity shop? I don't know what, Cancer Research in Solihull, and there's that walk. There's a I don't know. I think it's like a foot specialist. You can get it done there, but I don't know how much it is because this price is not online. So I'm gonna dig a bit deeper into this thing with work and see if I can get it sorted. If not, I think I'm just gonna pay for it and get it done, because like the shoes I wear at the moment, I have no issue. But once I've worn them for so long, my feet just get comfortable in them, and then I'm just in bits. So like I was wearing New Balance for ages, and I had no issue in them because my feet started to adapt to them. I ran them, and the next day my feet were just battered, blisters everywhere. So,
the problem you'll find is because they're wearing that, support won't be there, and you won't notice straight away because your feet have been so used to that pair of running trainers, and then over time you'll get those injuries, and yeah, it's just hell. And honestly, first couple of times you're running, running trainers, it'll be like you're running on clouds. So yeah, I cannot recommend it enough. But Beth, whenever we get a guest on, we used to have the Strava segment show, but when the guest is on, the guest plays judge, and then the three of us have a running room 101. And we each give a topic, and then it is up to your good self to decide who wins the topic for this week. I should probably make a note of this because I don't actually know the scores on the doors. Ben, I've got a feeling that you know.
You haven't.
Yeah, me and Jake have got one each.
I've made a note in that spreadsheet we've got. So
excellent. Well, I'll tell you what, let's kick things off with Ben. What's going in room 101 this week?
Well, I'm glad because this has come around because it's allowed me to vent my frustration from, was it last week or the week before, about the prices of runs. I was absolutely fuming. I've only just calmed down this week. And then I'm going to turn up on Sunday to watch you lot and still be annoyed. I don't know if it's just, I don't want to feel like I'm going to blame Run Through, but I'd love to put them in there as well. I think they're killing running. That's what I'm going to do. No, because I have been looking at the prices across like all the other events, like different places. I thought surely it's not just Solihull that's £42 for a half marathon or whatever. Because I've been looking at Chepstow. Chepstow's £30 for a half marathon. So they don't seem to be consistent with the prices. I think if you want a T-shirt included, that's another £12 on top. I just think they really are pricing some people who financially, people are struggling. And I think for something that is free to do, and really all you're getting is a medal out of it, obviously occasion and event, I get that. And I'm more than happy to pay for an event, obviously. I've done so. But I just think for what you get, for what you pay, I just don't think, I'm just don't agree with it. Also, we've run through. I also hate them nuts that they give you at the end. They're horrible.
The corn.
Yeah, that corn. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Pathetic. So that's what your £42 going towards. Corn.
There goes any potential sponsorship with Run Through is just
well, you can say these views on my own and not, chasing.
No, I know what you mean though. I mean, this is probably a bad example because it's a small village and they do it themselves. But weren't Napton's not 15 quid?
Yeah.
So it's obvious that it doesn't take. Well, listen, I need to be careful what I say because I'm not involved in planning of, big events. But if a village can decide one day we're going to have a 10K through the village, shut off roads, and they did it superbly, by the way, last time. Yeah. And it's only going to cost £15 a head if you want to enter, and that will be more than enough to reimburse us. I know they don't have the big fancy, finish. Well, in fact, I think they do have the finish mats, but they don't have all the bells and whistles like all the others do. But it just shows maybe how much the bigger companies are adding on to obviously be sustainable. So I totally understand it. I don't agree with paying 12 quid for a shirt. I never get a shirt. And we say that this probably could have been a bloody Room 101 entry for myself, but they say that running is inclusive. Especially on Run Through, the shirts only go up to an XL or a 2XL. And the Jane Tomlinson Run for All, they only go up to an XL. So, you're sort of done for, really.
Well, I'm using this as an opportunity also to retire from all Run Through events. I am refusing to participate in any. So I'm giving my notice. There we go. Until they bring prizes down. Or give me a free voucher.
Yeah.
Solid first entry. Jake, what have you gone for this week?
I was torn between two for this week. But I'm going to go with, to get rid of, if it could just get rid of it altogether chafing. Just get rid of it from running. That'd be like heaven. Yeah, that'd be heaven.
All right. Yeah.
Imagine that was just non-existent. I'd be so free. But that's mine. I'm getting rid of that because when I've done that 10K, like towards the end of it, like I was just in bits, and I was just like, it just knackers you out, and it's one more thing to worry about when you're running. So if I could get rid of one thing, it'd be that.
Well, you can buy stuff though for that.
Yeah, but I've done it when I've gone around America when it's with the heat and I'm walking. You put it on, and then I'm just sweaty, so it just runs. So,
do you know that would almost sort of fall into a category for me as like an injury? So, a lot of people, like at work, for example, you know, I'd turn up after a 10K. It'd be the Monday, and I'd be moving a little gingerly, and because nobody else at work does running, I always feel well awkward, and it's like, oh, how did your run go and that? And you're like, yeah. You look like you're injured a bit, and you sort of have to say, oh, yeah, I am. When in actual fact, you're just absolutely chafed to the gods. Sometimes.
So are you calling me that I can't have that one? Because if I can't, then I'll use another one.
No, you can have that one.
If you want to be petty, Mike.
No, Jake, I am in total agreement with you. These are two solid ones. I don't think I'm getting a point on the board this week. I am going with, talking of non-runners and talking of going to work, and some family members are guilty of this as well. It's when non-runners ask if you won your event. So you do a 5K, you do a 10K, you do a half marathon. Oh, yeah. Oh, what you been up to this weekend? Well, you know, I did this 10K. Well, did you win? Well, obviously not, Sandra, because I don't know why I use Sandra as an example.
That's weird.
Sorry, Jake. But I'm like, quite obviously not. Like, I mean, I often wonder whether the people that do win actually get asked that and then can say, well, yeah, I did actually.
Yeah, we do.
Well, have you won any 10K or half marathon?
Yeah, okay. Is that a bit
you don't win at park run, Ben. You don't win. Fight first.
Yes, that is true. No. Monday, hopefully. I come fifth.
You did, yeah. Coventry.
Yeah.
That was a joke. Whenever we talk about this podcast, or if I'm talking to someone about this podcast, I always say, we cater for every running ability, and I always use your fifth place at Coventry as an example. I'm in total awe of that still to this day. But yes, those people that ask if you've won your 5K, 10K, half marathon, when quite clearly that's not why you're doing it, or you have never won anything like that before. So they're the 3 entries. As you're the judge, Beth, what are you putting in room 101 out of those 3?
I think I've got to go with Ramsey on the run with this one.
Oh, man.
I've got to go with Ramsey on the run. That has been a destroyer of some of my long runs, and I don't want to talk about it. But yeah, I couldn't agree anymore. Yeah, so there you go, Jake.
Getting crazy, this is.
2-1
these games. Never done an event. You win these. It's a joke.
To be fair, Duffy, though, that one was a close one. Yours asking if you're winning for a race, because have you seen me? I'm not winning any races. That's not happening. So please don't ask me. I did it and I got a time, and that's all that matters.
No, yeah, it is a real struggle. I've had it before. It's like, it's fine, you don't understand, but look at me, am I really winning a 10K or a half marathon? So yeah, Jake 2-1 up now, 2-1-0 after winning the Strava segment showdown, coming back to win 3-2. I still can't believe that, I was thinking about that in the car the other day. The biggest football of history. I might as well support Arsenal because that was some football. But Beth, it's been amazing having you on and talking about your training, your half marathon, what it's like to be a female runner. It's been great, and obviously I will try and get round to seeing you on Sunday, of course. So good luck. Are you on taper week? Are you doing much this week in terms of running? Are you trying to just strip it back? Are you not doing anything at all? What's your plan running-wise this week?
Definitely trying to strip it back. I do not want to risk any injury or anything like that, but I might go on a run tomorrow night, just a light one. And then some of the local run clubs in Solihull and Birmingham are all doing a big meet-up on Saturday. Yeah, so you've got Hot Girl Run Club, BHX Run Club, and Just Start Running. And they've got a big event on. It's like a nice light 5K with some coffee and some cake after. So that's on Saturday morning. If anybody's about, come on down. I don't run any of the run clubs, but I'm acting like I do with advertising for them. I've been to a couple of their events before, and they're really good, and they're such a good community. So going to do that, be a nice, just social one, and then not sleep, and then wake up and do Sunday.
I know, yeah. Well, 9 o'clock start, so it's going to be an early one, definitely. And coupled with the fact that I'll get dead anxious about time, I'll be up at the crack of dawn. So, yes. But before you go, obviously, as you're aware, because you listen, we always put in a song for our playlist. What song have you got for us to pop in the playlist this week?
So I picked Mumford & Sons, Little Lion Man, and the reason why it's the first song I always start with when I'm out on a run, and it's just that the banjo in the background and all of that sort of stuff, it just gets me on the run, so that's the one I'd like to pick. Good
choice. That will be added. But yes, thank you very much, Beth, and yeah, we'll see you on Sunday, but thank you very much for coming on.
Brilliant. Thank you guys for having me. Great stuff. See you on Sunday.
Oh yeah, don't. There we go, Beth. There, that was good. That was really enjoyed that, and yeah, I will see her on Sunday, and maybe see her in the vlog. I don't know, because we're going to try and vlog pretty much the whole day. I think that's the plan, especially with Ben not running, and hopefully you'll get some help, Ben. But we'll see. I say that he doesn't listen anyway, does he? So I can say what. You know. But yes. Going back to just a couple of other things, we had quite a few questions come through last week. We obviously couldn't get round to answering them all, so we'll quickly fire through them now. So apologies if you submitted a question last week. I did say we were going to do it this week. So, yes, we're about to. So one of them was, and Ben, I'll come to you on this one. Have you ever had a race go completely wrong, and what did you learn from it? That was from John in Norwich, by the way.
Just got to go through my races. Hang on. I don't think I've ever had a bad. I always am expecting it to be bad. The amount of races we've gone into, and I've been like, I'm not up for this. I've said it to you before. I'm like, I'm not up for this. Like, this is not going to go well. And then it ends up going well. It's one of them. Like, I think it's always them nerves. You always get them nerves beforehand, no matter what. But I say, as soon as I'm on that line, you just go back to basics, don't you? It's, one foot in front of the other. I think sometimes we overthink it, what we're actually doing. We're just running. Do you know what I mean? I think there's so much that goes into it. We're just running. So no, I don't think I've ever had one go wrong. I've learned something from every race that I've done, no matter whether it's big or small. And I think obviously talking to people, you learn things. So it's always good talking to people. But no, I don't have a bad experience. Soon come though. I'm sure there's one around the corner. I'm sure it won't be long.
Please.
Yeah.
That's the difference between us. You say that you get nervous and that, and I'm not feeling it today, and then you go and bloody run a PB or run a stupendous time. So yeah, I'm very jealous. But yeah, I mean, I had that one in Redditch, and I think what you've just said, I don't think anything else needs to be said on it, because the words, it's just running at the end of the day, is absolutely spot on. And I wish I looked at it more like that, to be honest. Because it's not like I'm in it for like a team and we're doing it to get points or win something. I'm doing it because it's my way of getting my fitness in, and I get a medal at the end of it. So I need to think of it more like that. So that's a very good way to look at it. Actually, that's you've unearthed a bit of a diamond there. So thank you for that, Ben. Jake, I'll come to you on this one because I think this one I'll be really intrigued to get your answer on it. Chris Dempsey asked, "Where do you see your running journey going in the next 5 years?"
I'm hoping every year we're hitting Napton on the hill.
Yeah.
I'd hopefully, I'll just say like maybe a year, in a sense, that I'd want to be able to just run a 5K without stopping.
Okay.
Like I'm from my first ever park run, my first ever like 5K. I was so intermittent to now where I could potentially run up to like 2.5K, 3K with not stopping. So I've already come further than I'd ever thought I'd come. And now like stuff. Pause.
I shouldn't have looked at Mike. I shouldn't have looked.
I looked and then I looked at Ben and his eyebrows went, and then I saw Mike and I was like, I'm gonna start laughing now. So childish.
Come on now, children.
I have to go again. I can't.
But I'm hoping in like 5 years that I've already got like I'm planning to do a marathon, or I've done a full marathon, or half marathons are done, and then maybe something longer. Or I saw a mapped route for that Run Disney one, and I saw the half marathon one, and honestly, I saw it. It made me feel a bit sick with how far you have to go, and that was in California. So you do around the parks because there's only 2 parks. You're going out. So, but that'd be a good goal to go for, doing one of them, or doing an event in the US would be sick, or just anywhere, just venture out and have a couple of events and get myself a couple of medals. And but like you said, like the world's somewhat you're always to be running. Like
100%.
I know if I'm still running, the chances are you two will still be doing it. So, and I'd hopefully like to be in a sense where if one of us feels like I don't want to do it anymore, we can drag you back in. And vice versa, like with everyone. So, yeah, that's where I say I'd hopefully be quite consistent with it, getting out and doing runs maybe like 4 to 5 times a week at like a decent distance and pace.
Yeah, I think I was thinking about this because obviously I read through a lot of what we were talking about tonight before I went on my run this evening, and I was thinking, where do I see my running journey going in 5 years? And I know that I've obviously done, I think it's 17 10Ks now. I'm on 52 park runs. Got my first half marathon coming up. But I almost think, I know it's maybe a bit sort of sad to look at it like this, but I almost think I'd just be happy still having the love for running in 5 years' time. Yeah. Because I've been running on and off since, I don't know, 17, 18. Granted, nowhere near as much as I'm doing now, but I've always, especially, when my dad was on this podcast, I sort of said he sort of inspired me because of the journey that he'd been on. But I've always sort of done some form of running, and I've always gone for long periods where I've been like, well, I can't be bothered to run. So you just don't run for like years on end. So if I'm still got the fire in my belly that I do now, and I'm still doing regular events in 5 years' time, I'll be very happy. I'd like to say that I'd do a marathon in 5 years, but let's see what happens. Ben, obviously you're taking that sort of ultra marathon route. So, like, what's the goal for you in 5 years? Because you've done 100K. Is there such thing as 200Kers? What? What are you thinking?
Yeah, of course there is. There's, I think, obviously the next progression is the 100-mile, which I'd like to do, and then there's 200 milers, 250 milers. Obviously, I'm years off that. Whether I'll ever get to that point, I'm seeing guys who do it, late 40s into the 50s. So, as long as you're fit, in a good space mentally. I don't think there's any reason you can't do it. But no, within 5 years, I'd like to be, have a couple 100Ks and maybe a couple 100 milers under my belt and be, a seasoned ultra runner. That's the kind of goal. Absolutely. Mm.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Hopefully, in 5 years' time, we're all doing this full time, and we're big celebs of the running world as well, and we've got our own stage at the National Running Show. That'll be the dream.
There you go.
Next question is from Jez, and he says he's actually asking you for this one, Ben, because he's obviously heard you talk about, and we actually touched on it tonight. Who is the worst for skipping warm-ups?
Skipping them or just flat out refusing? Like
Well,
a child.
You say a child. Everyone's got their preferences.
Have they? No, it's you. You're the only one. Yeah.
Jake doesn't warm up.
I do, man.
Jake does.
No, he does not.
I was jumping on the spot at Babs Mill, and then I was stretching.
He was. He come over for a stretch. I saw him. He potted off on his own and went for a stretch. You did all.
No, I stretch. I stretch, boy.
I've never seen you stretch. I've seen the one you get your leg up.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting out the car. Yeah. No, it's you. There's no more to the question. There's your answer.
I've been stitched up here, big time. I can't believe that.
Who did you think I was going to say?
Well,
you're going to go anywhere.
So I thought it might be a bit closer than that.
Yeah, but I've seen Jake warm up. I've never seen you warm up.
I mean, going off that, who I saw do a bit of running before we started on Babs Mill, Farmer.
Yeah.
He's the first one. Then I've seen anyone else doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
Apart from me.
It's catching on quick. Okay, there we go. That answers that. Then it looks like it's me. To round off the show, as we know, this will be the third one that we do. The miles that matter segment. I left it in the capable hands of Ben, and I believe it sort of ties into a running story as well. So the floor is yours.
Yeah, well, it was a story that I did see last week. I did forget to mention it, but divine intervention. We're getting to come to it now. I saw on the South Birmingham Striders. They are a running club in South Birmingham, and they are currently scoping out a brand new park run at Cofton Park. They said that they're laying the foundations over the coming months to make it happen. And the event will be a fantastic way to bring the local community together, encourage more people to get active, as Parkrun does. So South Birmingham Striders will be taking over Cofton Parkrun soon, all in aid of helping us to bring this new event to life. They're also planning to host a test run in the coming months. But they are in need of support in funding to help launch. I don't know if you want to add any more, Mike, because I know I mentioned it to you. So
yeah, well, obviously we'll stick the link in the page. So I imagine those funds that they're after is to help with setup costs, etc. Because I mean, I'll be honest, I'm a bit ignorant to it. I don't know what costs are incurred, but I'd imagine even stuff as little as the signage, the volunteer bibs, in fact, I know the tokens cost money, because it's a shame that people still have to remind everyone every week not to take them home. So, yeah, really good cause. And obviously, a new park run in Birmingham. For someone that's trying to tick off the alphabet at the moment and get through all of Birmingham's park runs, that's brilliant news that they're potentially adding another one. So make sure you support that cause. I'll stick a couple of quid in myself, I think, definitely to hope that they can get over the line. What is the target, Ben, that they've set on the GoFundMe? Do you have that to hand?
Keep talking and I'll quickly get it.
Talk amongst yourselves.
You know, last week, going just off on a tangent, there was
Please do.
that I think it was a news segment from Ben about running in a cave.
Yes.
But
The mines.
Pissed.
and I made a joke about running in the dark. I'd have to get my head torch. I found my head torch.
Oh, yeah.
It is heavy duty, man.
Oh, he's got it. Bit of a show and tell.
Honestly, I probably need to shorten it because obviously it's used to going on my helmet at work.
It's from.
Innuendo central tonight, man.
But it is heavy duty. Look at that.
Jeez.
Ooh.
And it is fucking bright. How do you turn it on?
How's it fit on your head? It's
Got a little backlight there, yeah. Boom. You can borrow this if you want, Ben. Flashes.
I've got to. Mike might need one though.
Here we go. Might have to.
No. Ooh.
Fucking. Sorry.
Hey.
There you go. But it's gonna look like a knob here.
Hey.
So obviously,
You people that are listening on Apple and Spotify are missing out on this. Jump over to the YouTube for this. Jake's got his head torch on. Have you
sat with it on? Yeah.
and you know what? I've only ever used it twice. But
yes,
I think you should keep it on actually till the end.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Finishing a bit. You're all right, Jake.
Yeah. Right. So I've got there in the end. They to make this dream a reality, we need £4,000. So there you go. That will cover everything required to start a park run. That includes the online platform, a life-saving defib, volunteer training, insurance, and everything else that Mike added. So yeah.
How much have they raised so far?
That I actually can't see. I don't think. Oh, they're very. Wow. Hang on.
SOS, guys. SOS.
Jake, give us some flashes and give us a flash.
Those so far. So I've got a funny story about this, but I feel like I'm going to look like a right wuss. But I'll go into it because I brought it up. So I remember the once I heard something in the garden. Bear in mind, I got quite a long garden. So I was upstairs in bed and my window was wide open and I heard something like someone jump over the fence. And I was like, right, I'm going to have to try and be some sort of a man here. So I woke Tan up and said, Tan, I can hear someone. Hoping she'd go, I'll go and have a look. Obviously, no, that didn't happen. So I was like, right, woke my old man up and go, right, I can hear someone in the garden. I heard someone. He's just completely ignored me. So I've come downstairs, got out the lucky head torch. I've gone out in a pair of t-shirt, shorts, and my work boots and a crutch to see if there was anyone there. I put this light on and it just lit the whole garden up, but it lit up everywhere. So like, if anyone was down there, they would have been spotted. And then I forgot there's a camera in our garden. And I looked there the next morning. I'd literally looked like I'd been released on day release. The way I came out with that on my head, a crutch on my arm, thinking if somebody goes off, I'm going to clamp someone with a crutch. But that's my story. There you go.
What was it in the end?
I don't think it was anything. Oh, sorry, we should talk to Ben.
No, we should talk to him. I don't know.
No, I was talking to Jake. I'm on the edge of my seat.
If there was anyone there, I don't think they were there, and because the torch, the light on the head torch, the whole garden was like visible, right down to the bottom. And then I left. I came back upstairs, looked out the window, and there was 2 foxes. So
foxes are horrible, man. We've been kept up by foxes before because when they fight, it sounds like children screaming.
Yeah, it's scary.
It goes straight through you. The noise does. It's horrid.
When bad memories. What? When I used to cycle home from when I worked in the pubs, they were on. Obviously, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and they were on the roads, and you could just hear them scream. It literally sounded like someone was being murdered. It was honestly horrible.
I got chased by a fox once. It was I was walking up to my mate. It was when we were. I think we just turned like. We might even have been 16. I think we were 18, and we because we were obviously legal drinking age, we used to like, no stone was left unturned in terms of, oh, it's 11 o'clock at night. Why don't we have a beer? So we went to the newsagents, and it was like one of those late night ones. And we were walking back, and there was a fox behind me. And I thought, okay, this is a bit weird. And I kept walking, and the fox was following me. And I was like, right, I'm pretty sure foxes carry rabies, and I ain't about to get bit. So I started running, and then the fox was chasing me. And luckily, I made it back to my mate's house in time.
And this is Mike's running origin story.
Yeah, and that's how I started.
Full circle.
Wait, you outrun a fox?
Well, he was some way behind, but he had me in his sight.
Right.
I'm not claiming to
get the finish.
that question a few weeks ago. What animal could you beat in 100 meters? Fox. The total they've raised is £960, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I had a look.
I don't know how I couldn't see that.
No, nor do I. But yeah, this the ending of this went a bit south then, so apologies, guys. But yes, it's been another good episode. Thank you all for watching. As I say, this is being recorded on a Tuesday, so let's hope no big running news comes out on Wednesday or Thursday. But you guys will be watching this hopefully or listening on Thursday for the first time. But yeah, like I've said last week, we're going to try and, because Ben's not running it, we've bought some portable mics, some clip-on mics, Bluetooth mics. So we're hoping to put somewhat of a vlog together, sort of a video of the start, video of the event village, get an interview with me and Jake talking about how we're feeling, maybe get a couple of in-action videos, we'll see, and then sun it at the end. So the social media will be busy. So if you don't already, follow us on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. Simply type in Chasing the Finish. And if you're on Strava as well and you want a little bit of competition, we've got a Chasing the Finish Run Club. So again, simply search Chasing the Finish in the group section of Strava and make sure you join. We put out the weekly leaderboards every Monday with the updated standings. But yeah, I think that's episode 9 all complete. So keep chasing that finish, and we'll see you on the other side. See you later.